Goat head, goat head. Not very loud, is it?
Loud enough.
And they ain't trying. Rick's telling stories.
Joe swears he ain't lying. No, Joe swears I am lying.
Some of it, yeah. Like the White Castle thing.
Oh, shut up.
He didn't order that many.
That was 20 years ago. You have no idea how many he ordered. This is, hold on, dumbass.
I know the goose.
This is the Rick and Joe T Dumbass Show, coming to you almost live from almost downtown Dallas.
Yeah.
In the powerful CHUMP studio, where the current time is 2:45.
What is that? Okay. Well.
Yeah. So we did a show
A couple of weeks ago.
So Bessler's getting them up in about a week. Okay. So that's pretty good. So this is the second dumbass show we've done in the last. We didn't do one last week because it was ice or something.
Yeah, we were iced in at home.
Yeah.
But now the ice is melted. Still cold, but the ice is melted.
Yeah, but it's supposed to get back up in the 60s next week, right?
Right, yeah. From tomorrow on, it starts warming up.
Yeah, so what'd you do when it was icy? You called me one day just to bother me.
I was checking
You was bothering me.
I was making sure you weren't up here with icicles hanging off your beard.
Because
I knew you'd be up here.
Oh,
there wasn't a doubt that you would be here.
That Toyota Tundra, I put it in 4-wheel high, and then you just take your time, and it just, it's got those off-road tires on it anyway.
And at 1:30 in the morning, there is not that much traffic.
No, there's not much traffic at 1:30 in the morning.
So
you know what I've been doing? Of course, this weekend is the Farmers International. It's a golf deal, and Brooks Koepka left the Live. Yeah. And he's back with the PGA, so I've been watching that. He's not doing very good. He made the cut on the line.
Well, back up. What did you do during the ice? What did you do up here? Nobody else was up here.
I did social media stuff. I worked on my show, because if you notice, like this is from my show in March 2024. So every day I write the dad jokes. And so I go through there and I work on the show. And
so that's what you did?
A lot of that.
You told me you had all the faucets dripping.
I had all the faucets dripping. Yeah. Yeah, so it was quiet. People would call and ask if I was open, and I'd say, no, I'm not open. But the people from up north make fun of us because this is their everyday stuff. Them getting 2 or 3 inches of ice and snow is a Tuesday to them. Mm-hmm. No big deal. We get it, and it cripples the city.
Well, Bundy was out of school for 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right.
So, yeah, and I think some of the Plano schools were closed on Thursday.
Biggin School was closed on Thursday. Her kids were, yeah.
Rocky and Pearl?
Yeah, so what I did... and I just turned it on in there. The Mecham Motorcycle Auction is on.
I've been following that online.
So I do too. I have it on the computer, so I've been watching it, and when they're selling the Harley. You know what brings the most money is them old Harleys and Indians.
What's the old antique bikes?
The old antique.
If you notice, the newer custom stuff, some of it hadn't even sold. They can't give them away.
Well, they're not going for much.
Well, they're going, it's like the bid goes on. The guy that has them wants more money for them, and they don't sell them. It's interesting to me because I was kind of watching that.
Yeah, there was one custom chopper that they had, and I was interested to see what it was going to go for. It went for $17,000, which surprised me that it went for that much.
Yeah.
Now, was it worth that much? Oh, the guy had $60,000 building it. It was a shovel head, polished motor, and all that. It was beautiful. It went for $17,000.
Well, there's some great bikes. Just like I say,
well,
I haven't followed it online. I've just been followed on
the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not watching it on TV?
No.
It's on YouTube.
I hadn't been watching it on that.
I have it on there. And
I just go to their website, and you can go each day and see what's sold and what's coming up.
They had the Arlen S. Digger that went last night.
Oh, I saw that but what did it go for?
I don't know because I went to bed before it sold. Can you look on your phone? It was stock number 322, I think. F322.
Hold on. I saw that when I was going through what the lots were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were at like 212, and I thought, well, this is going to be another 100 bikes after this, but it was 3. Did I save a picture of it?
Hold on.
Nope.
This may take me a while.
So anyway, I've been watching that. It's just, I'm in the business. Joe and I love motorcycles. And, if that Mecham auction, which is over by the time you hear this, but it's just interesting to see what...
It'll take me forever to find it, but I'll look it up and we can talk about it.
Call a 10-year-old. They'll look it up in 2 seconds.
I don't have a 10-year-old. I got a 14-year-old and he ain't here.
He ain't interested. So the SuperBowl, hopefully Bessler will have this up before the SuperBowl.
We were talking about that the other day. Do you think, I know, and you said this, everybody always watches the SuperBowl.
Yeah.
But some years, like if the Dallas Cowboys playing, viewership is way up. What do you think viewership's going to do with Seattle and New England playing?
Well, it's not going to be like it was New York versus L.A.
Right.
But everybody watches the SuperBowl. Just like you said, you may not watch it. BS. You're going to have it turned on.
I'll have it turned on.
Yeah. Am I going to sit there and... No, I'm not, but I'll watch it. My wife watches it for the commercials.
Yeah.
She'll fall asleep before halftime. Not me, though. I'm
actually more interested in halftime and the commercials.
Why would you want to watch Bad Bunny?
I'm not. That's what
That's the halftime.
But I'm going to watch the alternative halftime.
What is that?
Jerry Jones gave $7 million, and a bunch of other people have given money. It's going to be Willie Nelson and a whole bunch of other people.
How do you watch that?
I don't know. I got to figure it out.
Let me know. Because Bad Bunny, I get it. He's an international. He's a Latin. He's a Spanish singer, so he sings in Spanish.
I have enough trouble keeping up with Texas singers.
I do too. But he's like, how Taylor Swift's the biggest thing in the world?
Yeah.
I think he's bigger than her.
I'd take Taylor Swift any day.
I would too. But they say this guy's just phenomenal. But
you've heard this controversy, though. That's the big thing, is they're having an alternative halftime.
I haven't heard one word of it, and I listen to sports radio all day.
It's all over Facebook and all that stuff.
I haven't heard one word of no.
Jerry Jones, I think, donated an extra $7 million for the alternative halftime.
Where's it at?
It's going to be on TV. It's going to be on one of the other channels. So when halftime starts, you go to another channel and you watch this halftime show. It's going to be Willie Nelson, all these other country stars and people that are mainstream. And they're putting on a big giant show so that you don't watch the SuperBowl halftime.
Why do they not want you to watch it?
Because it's that dumb shit guy that nobody cares about.
He's the biggest act in the world.
Says who?
There are more Spanish-speaking people in the world than they are. It's not big to me and you. I never heard of the guy.
Me either.
But
the big thing about it is he's gay, or he dresses like a girl, or he does a bunch of other nasty stuff. That's supposedly the thing, what they're protesting.
This is why, if you watch my regular show, I don't talk about current events.
Well, that's what I've heard. I don't know.
First of all, if he's gay, who cares? If he dresses like a girl, ain't my thing, but what am I going to...
Do you want to watch it on a SuperBowl?
No, I'm not watching it.
I'm watching the alternative.
I just, what I do? I flip it over to the news or something. I watch that...
now you can watch the alternative.
You got to tell me how. No, don't do it. You're 69 years old. It'll take you an hour.
ChatGPT.
What is chat?
Yeah.
What is chat?
How do I watch the alternative halftime show for the SuperBowl? They'll tell me. Okay, hold on. It's going to be streaming. You can watch it on Charlie Kirk's YouTube channel.
No thanks.
There's a bunch of TV.
So it ain't on TV.
It's on it'll be like on YouTube.
Nah.
TV.
I just turn the sound down and look at my phone. What about the Peyton Manning? Will they have the Peyton Manning cast?
I don't know. I don't know.
Huh.
It's on CBS.
So that Chat GPT will tell you anything, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
See what lot F322 sold for. Ask it that, Joe.
Are you sure that's what it is?
I think so. F322.
What did lot F322 at the Mecham Motorcycle Auctions sell for?
Yeah, that's it.
Let's see. Your internet's not very good back here.
I knew there was going to be a complaint. Joe's like...
That's not the right one. It said F322 was a 1948 Indian
332. 330. Try 332.
What did F332 at the Mecham Auctions Motorcycle Auction sell for? Okay. Let's see what 332 is. It's looking. Well, it still says it's a 1948 Indian Chief on 332.
There's a lot of 48 Indian chiefs in that rally there.
Something sold for $27,500.
It won't be that digger.
No.
Won't be that digger.
No.
So that this...
It'd be amazing if me and you had any technical skills.
You have more than me. You work on the computer all day long.
That don't mean I know about all this stuff.
No,
I just do what...
I just found out what ChatGPT was the other day because I wanted to write something, and I told Bessler, what's that way to make it real fancy? And
he did it for you? Well, you got it on your phone.
No, he showed me. I did it on the computer. I typed in chatgpt.com.
Hold on, let me try something else. How much at the Mecham Motorcycle Auction did the Arlen Nest Digger sell for? It'll look up all that stuff for you. Arlen Nest Digger, 1960, Arlen Nest Digger.
Yeah.
Doesn't tell me how much.
Do you have to go to...
It says the price is not available yet. Free online auction results. They haven't given the price yet.
Can you just ask Siri that, or you have to go to ChatGPT? I have this.
It's
an app.
Yeah.
I don't think I got that app.
It's called ChatGPT app. So that's where I go.
I don't got it.
You need to get it.
Well, I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to get it.
You go to the App Store.
I don't know how to go to the App Store.
Here, I can do it.
But it's going to ask you for a password, and I don't know my password.
Get Biggin to put it on there next week.
Yeah, I'm going to get Biggin to put that on there.
You can, and actually you can talk to it. Watch this.
I can talk to Siri.
Well, hey, chat. Wait a minute. Hey, chat. How you doing today?
Turn that off.
Ricky wants me to turn it off.
Turn it off.
Have a conversation with
Turn
you.
it off.
Let's see what he says.
It's a her.
You can have whatever you want.
A her.
It says, hey, I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. I'm glad you popped into chat. Sounds like Ricky's giving you a put down the phone.
Yeah.
But hey, a little conversation never hurt anybody. I'm here for you. See?
Oh, my God.
Cheryl was actually telling me that there's some guys on here.
Who?
Men. I don't know who they are. It ain't me and you. There's people on here that start chatting with GPT, and they form a relationship. And instead of dating and going out on dates, they just sit and talk to this thing. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. And they get like addicted to it. Can you believe that crap?
I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. That kind of stuff, I don't want to know. I don't want to know any of that. Not interested.
It's not bad. It's just what's going on with the human race.
I'm not interested in all of that.
You don't care about the human race?
I do. My little part of it. It's the only part I care about. It's my little part of it right here.
That's me and you, Sue,
Jack Lee,
Biggin,
Jack Lee in Erie, Pennsylvania,
Chelsea. That's about it.
And Jack Lee in Erie.
The Goose.
Yeah,
the Goose just left. Speaking of that, our buddy the Goose was just here.
Yeah, so the Goose
I love the Goose.
Is Alan Chaka. He's worked with me off and on for 20 years. Yeah. He's retired.
He lives out in West Texas, far West Texas.
Alpine, Texas.
Great guy. I always love seeing the Goose.
Yep.
Anyway, Goose is going to be part of our Chump trip in May. So we'll go out, pick up the Goose, and then we'll ride our bikes for a
So I have days. some quick facts on the...
Wait a minute. Bessler, put up the flag. Ricky's changing
directions. The Great Depression.
What about the Great Depression?
Our grandparents lived through it.
Okay.
Stock market lost 90% of its value between 1929 and 1933.
Yeah.
11,000 banks failed. 300,000 companies went out of business.
Yeah.
The average family income dropped 40%. Average family income dropped by over 40%.
Now, why do you care about all this?
Because my grandpa lived through it, if you think about it.
Well,
I mean, I can't imagine that world, can you?
Yes and no. And the difference is, I study, and it's like that book that I gave to Andrew, or told him to read.
No, I don't want to talk about current events.
No, it's not current events.
I don't want to.
It's all about
that
history.
Stuff interests me zero. I'd rather talk to the guys talking on ChatGPT than all of that.
Listen, it's all about this stuff.
Raise the flag, Bessler.
Why did the stock market drop? What happened? What caused the Great Depression?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, absolutely they do. It's in that. You want me to give you that book?
No. I don't want to see the book. I don't want to talk about the book. I don't want to think about the book.
Well, then why do you bring that shit up?
I was talking about the 4 facts from the Great Depression.
But you don't want to know what caused it?
Help wanted, one new best friend. No, I don't care what caused it.
What if it's going to happen again?
I'll be dead by then.
Not necessarily.
So in the first house I ever bought, I had a pool table. I had a pool table in the living room.
How did you get a pool table?
I bought one.
Okay.
I went out and bought a pool table.
So you spent your money. That's what causes the Great Depression, is people buying pool tables.
You know, the guy that owns that Ostenhauser or whatever the big company is a hamster.
Yeah.
He's on the retired list now.
Yeah.
But
Offenhauser,
yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
So I had a pool table, and so in this first house, it had 3 steps or 4 steps, so I built this big fancy wooden ramp going up those steps so I could ride my Harley in there, and the garage was converted into a bedroom, and I would park it in there next to the
pool table?
The pool table. And then I remember I met one of my neighbors, and the neighbor said, "Do you live with your mother?" I'm looking around, and I'm like, 28, 29 years old, and I said, "No, I live alone. Why would you think I live with my mother?"
Got around.
Because you have that wheelchair ramp going up.
Did he not see you riding your bike?
It was a her.
See, I can envision this. Little house over in Irving. It's in Irving, right?
Yeah, it's like a little house on the prairie.
Wait, while we're talking about this, I want to set the record straight. You're not from Irving.
I am from Irving.
You're from Oak Cliff.
No.
You're from Oak Cliff. Where were you born?
Methodist Hospital.
In Oak Cliff, Texas.
No, Oak Cliff is a section of Dallas.
It's Oak Cliff.
It's Dallas, Texas.
It's Oak Cliff.
My birth certificate says Methodist Hospital, Dallas, Texas.
Well, then I would get it changed, because you were born in Oak Cliff. And the reason I bring this up is he's always harassing me about being born in
Help wanted, one new best friend with the better attitude.
I'm the only one that can call you out on this crap.
So Mom made me curtains in the very first house and the very first apartment I ever had. Mom made...
To cover up the pool table in Harley?
No, that was in the other room. Was in the other room. So Butch lived with me.
Butch?
My dog, my Doberman.
I was going to say, my cat? You didn't have my cat.
I had a dog named Butch, and Butch was like Alice. They were just exceptional dogs. Yeah. And Butch followed me wherever I went.
What kind of dog was Butch?
It was a Doberman.
Okay.
Yeah, Butch was the best. Butch was awesome.
Is that the same dog you had when you lived over on 7th Street? Was
Yeah,
Butch still
yeah,
alive?
yeah.
That was still Butch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was still
I knew
Butch. Yeah, I got him when I lived in that first house over there on Nursery.
Except you had 2 Dobermans when you lived over on 7th Street.
Yeah, I had Butch's son, too.
Okay. They were good-looking dogs.
Lennon.
Yeah. I remember those dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a dog lover. My brother not so much.
So you were talking about curtains.
Yeah, so my mom would, like when me and Rand moved into our very first apartment, we were teenagers.
Yeah.
She made curtains. I said, Ma, the apartment has curtains. She said, no, I'm going to make you some. And then when I moved into my very first house, she made me some more curtains. That was her thing. She would make curtains.
How did you get the pool table in the house?
A pool table's in pieces, so you got a big piece of slate, and so you have to have movers move it in.
Okay, so you didn't do it.
I don't really remember. I don't remember if I don't remember.
If you bought it, they probably delivered it.
Yeah,
and
I bought it new, and they delivered it.
Was it a full size or one of the?
No, it was a full size.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it was a big pool table.
That pool table's
it wasn't the Olympic size. It wasn't that great big one, but it wasn't the little bar table either.
It was in between.
Yeah, it was a 8-foot table.
Yeah,
because these over here are 5.
I consider an 8-foot table a full length table.
It was a full length table.
Yeah, I bought a couple of those.
Yeah.
So every time I've moved, we've left them. Didn't want to move them.
You got to have a pool table move them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was 1609 North Nursery.
So what kind of bike was it you were riding up in there?
My shovelhead, my 82 shovelhead, yeah.
Okay.
I still got it.
You just drive it up, put it in the...
Limit, because I didn't have a garage.
So you drive it up, drive it through the front door?
Drive it through the front door. Parked it in the living room.
You know, we did that for years in Rapid City.
Yeah, till
Remember
we got
when we'd always pull our bikes in the hotel room?
Till we got caught. The guy that owned the hotel came down and shook my hand, and he said,
"Don't do that.
Don't do that." He said, "I know you pull your bike in at night, and I appreciate it, but he said, pull it up here, because there was an overhang, remember?"
Yeah.
He said, just park it under the overhang. Don't pull it into the hotel room.
I remember you coming and telling me about that.
I said, we can't do that no more.
I said, hey, the guy came and talked to him. He said, don't put our bikes
Don't put the bikes in the room no more.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been through some crazy times through the years.
Yeah. Well, things have changed so much. That's the thing. Everything has changed.
Some for the better, some not so much.
Everything's faster paced now. I mean, I talk about it on my show, my 365 project. It's hard for a small business to stay in business. Because anything, like motorcycle tires or parts, you can go online and buy them from a warehouse somewhere for cheaper than what I can sell them for.
But then can you get them put on and balanced?
Well, there's always somebody that will, but the standard in the industry is if somebody buys their tires online, no legitimate shop will install them because insurance won't cover you.
Yeah.
If you buy a tire online and I put them on and you have a wreck, guess who's getting sued? Me.
Right.
Well, I didn't provide the tire. All I did was mount it on. So insurance says don't mount the tire on there.
Well, that makes sense.
So people will call and they'll say, hey, how much to mount a tire? Well, do you have the tire? Yeah, I got one on the internet. No, thank you. We're not mounting it.
I'm $10,000.
Not even doing it for that.
10,000.
But any part that's on a Harley, you can buy on the internet from a big wholesaler somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably is cheaper than I can buy it.
Yeah.
Well, then what are you going to do when the motorcycle shops go out of business? What are you going to do when the mom and pop...
If you can't do it yourself, then you're just out of luck.
What are you going to do when the mom and pop store's out of business? You got to eat at Denny's and the House of Pancakes every day.
Yeah.
Because the little Greasy spoon's out of business.
Well, the Greasy spoons that are going to make it, I think, are the ones in the small towns.
Yeah.
Because that's all those people have. I mean,
well, Miss Piggy's didn't make it.
No. But I don't think that was because there wasn't enough business. I think that was just she got old and was tired of doing it.
But yeah, in a small town, you don't have a Denny's.
Right.
In a small town, you've only got...
But you know what? They're putting up those damn Sonics everywhere.
They are.
In the small towns.
I know Sayre's got one. Sayre, Oklahoma's got one.
Yeah.
Well, how does the guy across the street compete with you at BJ's Greasy Spoon?
Well, it's like where we went to lunch today.
Yeah.
It started as a place not much bigger than this room
Portello's.
in Chicago, and now it's all over the country.
Well, it's sold, and so now it's a franchise. I don't know if it's a franchise or company-owned, but there's hundreds of them.
But I can name 3 here in Dallas. I didn't even know the one we went to out in Grapevine. I didn't know that was there.
But it's not, the world's not changing for better, because it's harder. You know, and I own several small businesses. I own a bar and I own a motorcycle shop. Well, the bar is easier because people are still going to go out and drink beer and listen to music.
Right.
Okay, so I got...
And socialize.
Well, a motorcycle shop, you know, the baby boomers are aging out, and the young people, they don't ride like we did.
Yeah.
You know, they're not interested in it like we were.
But even the socialization, which is a big part of your bar, is different today than it was 15
Absolutely
years ago.
It was. Now there's so much socializing done online.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Remember, I mean, we used to hang out, every weekend, and there'd be 1,000 bikes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a few hundred. I mean, it's not...
Yeah, we still get a lot of bikes.
Still get a lot of people and stuff.
Yeah, but it's not like it was.
I remember when wasn't anything special, just a Saturday afternoon, nothing going on, or a Sunday afternoon, you almost couldn't get in here.
I remember telling people that on any given Saturday and Sunday, if the weather's between 60 and 90, I got 500 to 1,000 bikes here.
Yeah.
No event, just 500 to 1,000 bikes.
You could not hardly get in here to park.
Yeah, and, we don't get that many anymore. If we're having an event, we do.
Well, but you still, even on a regular Saturday, you'll get
We get several hundred bikes in here, yeah. So we still get a lot of bikes, but, if you look at the demographics of the Harley rider, they look like me and you.
Yeah.
Well, me and you are still in good health, so we still ride, but we don't ride like we did 10 years ago.
No, we don't. We don't.
Think about the people that we know, they don't ride like they did 10 years ago.
Right. Well, the good thing about this, your place, and it's always been this way, that will make you last longer than the rest of them, is this is a destination.
It is.
And I don't want to say it's a carnival, but it's a carnival.
Well,
because people come to see stuff.
It's part history. It's a throwback to the 60s and the 70s, and I've got hundreds and hundreds of pictures everywhere, and dinosaurs on the roof, and hockey player,
well,
I got a tie-dye cow and a tie-dye giraffe.
You can come here 10 times or 50 times and see different stuff every time.
I walk through here every day, and I'll see something, I'll say, hey.
I forgot about that.
Cruz was telling me a while ago, was saying something about, I was telling him about something that happened years ago, and he said, yeah, there's a picture of that over there. And I said, there is? And he showed me, and I said, I forgot that picture was even existed.
Well, when we were coming out of the shop earlier, going back up front to meet Goose, I looked up, and next to the door was a picture of me, you, and Goose standing at the Tombstone, Arizona cemetery.
Yeah, that's when I went out there.
That's been, what, 25 years ago?
Yeah, when I was going to buy Pat Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, I don't know who took the picture.
It was only us 3 there.
Yeah. Just us 3 standing in front of the Tombstone
I don't
cemetery.
know who took. We went to the Tombstone Saloon, remember?
Yeah.
We went in the saloon.
Yeah. I don't remember
who took that picture at that cemetery.
I have no idea. Maybe some other tourist that was there.
I don't know. I don't remember.
And then I still got pictures somewhere when we went to Langtree, Judge Roy Bean, and did all that. Anyway.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That stuff, people go there, but people come here.
Well, it's an experience. When you come here, it's an experience.
And how often do you have people like from out of state or
every
out of
day? Every day.
Yeah.
Every single day, we get people here from out of state, and we get them out of the country multiple times a week.
Yeah.
I showed people around on Tuesday one of them was from France. One of them was from somewhere else in the UK, and the other 3 were from out of state.
It was like that guy that showed up this morning with the accent. That was
he was from South Africa or something.
But he brought his son in here.
Yeah, to show his son this place.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, I've been here 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's it's like a Dallas staple now after 30 years.
I know. I was here before it was here.
Yeah, I know. when I came here, I brought you with me.
Damn you, Fairless.
Yeah, if I'd have stayed with Roach Paint Glidden, I'd have probably been better off than I am now.
No, you're fine. Had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun through the years.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
The thing I miss most of all, and I've told you this, is our chump trips.
Yeah.
We used to do that.
Well, I'm not positive I can ride a bagger across the country.
You can.
I think I can. I'm not
the
positive.
The thing about it is, and it's the way it's always been, if we ride 50 miles and we want to stop, okay, we stop. Right. If we want to ride, if we want to stop, sit in the shade and get a Dr. Pepper, we'd do that.
Oh, I know. I mean, that's the best part about it.
We don't have to be anywhere. We're not on a schedule.
No. And going on the Kyle Petty charity ride, which we've done multiple times, is awesome. But it's very structured.
Yeah.
You don't stop.
Right.
When they go
this year, they're going to have some long
in
days
a year. They tell you, if your buddy breaks down, you keep going. We'll get him.
Yeah.
You don't stop.
But it's not so much breaking down. It is sometimes it's just tiring.
Yeah.
Riding in a group that big.
It is.
I mean, I loved it, and the people are wonderful.
Oh,
and
the people are awesome.
And Morgan, and support them completely. But sometimes you just can't.
Yeah.
I'd like to say on this trip, if you and I get on the bikes and we make it to Cleburne and we want to stop, okay, we stop.
Well, I remember me and you were on a trip and we stopped somewhere and we stopped at a gas station and you were looking at a map and I said, what are you looking at? And you said, that road we passed about 2 miles back, I think if we go back there and we turn south, we can work our way through and I said, let's go.
That's right.
And we did.
And there's been times where we've been going and it starts hailing and snowing. Okay, pull into this gas station.
Yeah.
How long you want to stay here?
Till it stops.
Till it stops.
I remember we were on the Chump trip and we were up there somewhere on the East Coast and we had checked into the hotel. Everything was good. We got up to eat breakfast before we left and it started raining and it's like, oh my God.
That wasn't the East Coast. That was in the West Coast. We were in Oregon.
No, I'm talking about when we were on the Jimmy Carter trip with Jimmy Carter.
Oh, yeah.
On there.
Okay, what's happened to us numerous times.
Oh, yeah, it's happened to us numerous times.
The time it happened to us when we were in Oregon, remember we got up that morning.
And it was
we were
raining.
Leaving, it started raining. So, well, hopefully it'll stop. Well, shit.
Well, you wake up in the morning
Boise, Idaho.
And you change your you take a bath, and you change your clothes, and you're all clean, and then you look outside and it's raining. It's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's okay to start on a sunny day and it start raining.
Yeah, that's different. But to start in the morning when it's raining and you know that it's going to rain all day long, that's miserable.
Well, it did. It rained on us, but we ended up in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah. Yeah, that was miserable.
We pulled into Boise, got off our bikes.
And walked to a restaurant.
And it stopped raining.
Yeah, and it stopped raining. There was a restaurant like 1 or 2 doors down. Remember me and you and Gene, right?
Yeah, Gene was with us.
And Goose?
Was it the Goose? I don't remember who was with us. I remember Gene was because I remember Gene had to go get a tire at the Harley shop.
Yeah, and I said, you work at a motorcycle shop and you wait till you're on a trip to put a tire on there? Oh, I was hot. I was hot.
That didn't take but an hour or so.
I was hot.
That's the same trip that we didn't find a hotel forever.
Yeah.
Ended up in the Bates Motel in Colorado.
Like $12 a night, and it was overcharged.
Anyway, we've had some good times. The golf trips to Alabama.
Yep.
The Barber Museum, all the bikes.
So that my secretary at that time called the Barber Museum unbeknownst to me and said, hey, Rick Fairless is coming. Can we get a private tour? And they gave us a private tour, remember? Yeah. Mm-hmm. We got to go in the back room.
Down underneath where they were restoring the bikes.
And we took us in that one big room. It was a clean room where they build the motors and all that.
Right.
It was a cool deal.
And like I say, their warehouse, they had a bazillion bikes back in the warehouse that weren't even displayed.
Hundreds of bikes that weren't even displayed.
Stacked up on those shelves.
Yeah.
That if you've never been to the Barber Museum outside of Birmingham, Alabama, go.
Yeah. And if you're coming to Dallas to see us or whatever, the Haas Museum, HAAS, is only in 15 minutes from here.
Yeah, just in North Dallas.
And there's several of my bikes there. The people that run it are good friends of mine. It's a wonderful museum, and it's really worth
seeing.
It's worth seeing.
When we had when you had the group in this year for the Legends thing, and
you took a bunch of them over there.
We took a bunch of them over there. They loved it.
I went over there. I had a meeting over there a couple weeks ago.
Did you? What for?
We're going to have like a benefit ride that's going to start there and end here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's it benefiting?
It's benefiting, and I forget the name of the disease, but it's a disease that her dad, Stacy that runs the place, her dad won a gold medal in the 1960 Olympics in Rome.
Okay.
And he put that gold medal on, so you know how you got the chain for the gold medal? The chain was fig leaves, right? Isn't that what they're known for? Grape leaves, or it was
it's different now. It's a ribbon now.
Yeah, well, it was these gold leaves, and with the gold medal on it, it was really cool.
Okay.
But he had a disease, and the way you find out a cure is you take a swab, you swab the inside of your mouth, and they had tested millions of people because he needed a
donor,
and a girl in, and I don't remember what country, Germany or somewhere, had just signed up and taken the swab, and like in the last 2 weeks, and she was the only match for him in the world.
Wow!
So he got the donor and saved his life.
Oh, are you going to go on that ride?
Yeah, I'm part of the ride.
Well, then I'll do it.
You'll do it.
Let me know when it is.
It's going to be May the 3rd, I think.
That's when we're supposed to go on the Chump ride.
I got to go on the Schwab and Spokes ride.
So maybe we leave the Chump ride the next day?
That's what I'm thinking is that next Monday.
Okay.
What I'm thinking.
I'm going to tell Goose. I need to get him to coordinate with you, or you won't go. You got to go on this trip.
I want to go.
There's a difference in wanting to go and going.
Well, May's a busy month for me, pal.
Well, let's go the end of April. Let's go a week or so ahead.
Might can.
Yeah, the last week in April. Let's do that.
I might can. I know we got the Vikla show, which is one of our biggest shows of the year, is in the middle of April. Right?
Then let's go the 1st of April. Where we're going is not going to be freezing.
No, where we're going will be hot down there.
It's going to be plenty warm where we're going.
Plenty warm down there where we're going.
We need to coordinate with the Goose.
Yeah.
He ain't got nothing to do.
He ain't got nothing to do. He's retired.
He's teaching school or substitute teaching. But I'll go anytime. But now, in May, I can't go the end of May because Bundy and I are going to the Indy 500.
I'd rather go to the Chump trip than that, but you got to do that.
We're going to the Indy 500.
Is that going to be your summer trip?
No.
You're going to Europe or somewhere,
No,
aren't you?
we're going to go to Northern California.
Oh.
We're going to go to Carmel, Monterey, Golden Gate Bridge, up to Mendocino. We're just going to cruise around all up in Pebble Beach.
We rode through all there.
Yeah. So that's what I think that's going to be.
Did you take a sack lunch to school when you went to school?
Well, it wasn't a sack lunch. I had a lunch pail.
Yeah, lunch.
Remember, that was the big deal every year.
Yeah, to get
before school started.
Whatever.
You got Mom take you to the store, and you got to pick out your new lunch bucket.
Superman or Batman or
whatever it was.
Bonanza or whatever it was.
One of those.
I remember I had a Beatles one.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a Beatles one.
I remember I had a Spider-Man one. Had a Spider-Man. Can't remember what else.
Yeah, but when you got like in middle school or what we call junior high, it wasn't cool.
We ate in the cafeteria.
We did. Sometimes we ate in the cafeteria, and sometimes we took a sack lunch. And Mom would write Ricky on the sack lunch.
We ate in the cafeteria every day. But in grade school...
I didn't like eating in the cafeteria very much.
Why? I loved it.
I didn't because I didn't like the food. I was used to my mom's homemade cooking. Did your mom cook?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I still liked eating in the cafeteria.
No, I didn't.
I loved it. Because you got to pick what you wanted.
Oh, not when I went.
Really? Well,
you had like pizza day, then you had taco day.
You had like choices. Okay, today you either have meatloaf or chicken fried steak. And the next day it might be hot dogs or hamburgers.
In Irving, we didn't have meatloaf and chicken fried steak. Else I'd have been eating there every day. You had fish sticks.
Yeah.
Fish sticks was one day.
Yeah. But the chicken fried steak that we had in grade school, I'm telling you, listen to this. It's
like a cardboard sandwich.
It's the exact same chicken fried steak that they serve at Grandy's now.
That's good, isn't it?
I love it. I still love it. I mean, most people are like, Grandy's, yuck. I love that chicken fried steak. I had it when I was in grade school. The same thing, I swear. That's why I love Grandy's so much. It reminds me.
There ain't a Grandy's left, is there?
Oh, yeah, there's one over in Plano, right off 15th
There used to be one in Irving for years, and it closed down years ago.
Yeah, there's one just east of 75 on 15th Street in Plano.
Well, what most people don't know, when Grandy's first opened, it was called Granny's.
Yeah.
And then after like less than a year, they changed to Grandy's. And I asked the person, I said, didn't this used to be called Granny's? And the guy said, yeah, we lost a lawsuit. We had to change the name. I guess there was another.
Nothing else changed.
I guess there was nothing changed except went from Granny's to Grandy's.
Yeah. I'll go over there every once in a while and eat just to style.
They used to have a sweet roll that was real big. Do. I used to love that sweet roll.
Still do. Yeah. I call it a cinnamon roll. It's like
it's like a cinnamon roll.
I think it's got pecans on it too.
Pecans, and I think it had raisins in it too.
I don't remember maybe.
When it was over there by Roach Paint, one of the guys would get them like on Saturday mornings. He'd bring some of those in. You could only eat one; they were huge.
Yeah. Anyway, there's still a Grandy. That reminds me, the chicken fried steak at Grandy's is the exact same chicken fried steak I ate in the 5th grade.
I think I carried my lunch in the 5th grade.
I had my new lunch pail, my Spider-Man lunch bucket with the thermos.
Yeah.
Remember, you unscrew the top,
yeah.
You unscrew that.
I remember.
Mom would put milk in there that'd stay cold. It was great. I'd go back to that if I could.
Yeah. I'd hate to start over again, though. I mean, I think I'd like to if I knew I could get right back here. But if it was scatter shoot, I'd just stay.
Yeah. Who knows? I would probably do a lot of things differently. Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, if I knew what I know now, yeah, I'd do a whole lot of stuff different.
I have a question for you. I heard this the other day. It's pretty profound. This is serious.
Not profanity.
No.
Profound. Okay.
If you had honest answer, if you had 6 months to live and you knew 6 months from the day you're dead, what are you going to do this next 6 months?
Honest?
Honest.
Same thing I'm doing right now.
Really? See,
I'm not a traveler, so what am I going to do? You know what I would do? If I had 6 months to live, I would get my affairs in order.
Well, yeah.
I would, I mean, I got a will and all that, but I would, I would figure out, okay, you know who I'd get with? I'd get with my brother and I'd get with my wife, and I'd say, okay, I got all these motorcycles.
Well, so you'd be putting together a plan.
I'd be putting together an exit plan.
See, I would get Bundy, probably buy a motorhome, do something like that, and I'd just say, or get in a car, and I would spend the next 6 months with Bundy.
You could do that here.
Well, just 24 hours a day, I just want to spend my last days with Bundy.
Well, he may not want to go traveling the country with his dad.
If he knows his dad's only guy, I would think he would.
You would think he would. No, I wouldn't do any of that.
Yeah, I would spend all the time I could with Bundy.
You know what I would do? I would start making me a list of the people that I want to see when I get there. I got a lot of people waiting on me up there. Yeah. You do too.
I do.
It's, I'll be able to see my grandma and my grandpa and my mama and my mom and Alice and Butch.
Yeah.
I got a lot of people waiting on
me.
Evan, my pop.
Harry.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody. Your grandma.
Yeah.
I mean, I would want to do all that, but that's after 6 months. I'm talking about what would I do from now the 6 months. How would I want to spend my time?
I'd get ready.
Yeah.
I'd spend my 6 months getting ready.
I could get ready in about a day.
I couldn't.
I'd want to spend time with Bundy. Anyway, that was a question that somebody asked a few months back, and
but I mean, I'd want to spend time with my kids and grandkids too, but they're here.
Yeah. But
you got one kid, no grandkids.
It's not
one
so much
kid.
It's quality time.
Your whole family is one kid.
Yeah.
My family is kids and grandkids, and I can't get all of them in a motorhome and go somewhere.
Well, even if they just come up here and hung out all day.
Well, we could do that.
Yeah, but you'd want to spend time with your family.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Absolutely.
That's the point.
Absolutely.
So anyway. Okay, well, I don't want to end on a downer. What do we got that's happy? I don't know that's a downer.
It's not a downer. I don't look at dying as a downer because I hope and pray that I'm reuniting with my mother.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, Ma, did you see the bike we built for you? Ma, this is what Ma will say. Yeah, I never did like that picture you put on there either.
She'd go, where's the cigarette? Why didn't you put a cigarette in my mouth and a drink?
Yeah, but in my world, when I get up there, my mom's going to be 30 years old. So when she was 30, I was 13.
Right.
It's just like Biggin's 39 years old, and she says, her kids are 9 and 11, and I'll tell her when we were that age, when my mom was that age, me and Rand were 20 and 21 years old.
Yeah. Well, when you go to heaven, you get a new body, so everybody's young and happy.
Yeah.
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 Okay, well, let's get out of here.
All right,
you got anything else? You got any other stupid jokes or anything?
I got all kinds of jokes. What did the triangle say to the circle?
Oh.
You're pointless.
Okay.
I got lots of.
We could end.
Oh, here's I used to do a deal called "I'm gonna leave you with this." I'm gonna leave you with this. In 1959, any businessman created. No, not any. A New York, A-N-Y. In 1959, a New York businessman created Premier ice cream and gave it a Danish name, Haagen-Dazs, because he wanted it to sound. Where's the snickering?
Why won't this play? Okay, I've messed something up.
Oh, Bessler, check his 360 board over there.
Oh, wait. There we go.
You got some sign-off music?
That's it. This is the Chump.
Can you hear it real loud? I can just barely hear it.
Yeah, I hear it pretty good.
You hear it out of the right ear?
Oh.
I just hear it out of the left one.
Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's me. This has been the Rick and Joe T. Dumbass Show. Remember, if you come in, I got some dumbass stickers, and had some people in the other day, and I forgot I should have gave them some dumbass stickers.
Did they ask for them?
No, and I forgot about them because they listened to the dumbass show, so I should have given them some dumbass club stickers. Next time you're in, ask for a dumbass club sticker. I'll dig them up. I don't remember where I got them. I think I got them in my office somewhere.
They were in one of those drawers. I saw you dig them out.
This has been the Rick and Joe T. Dumbass Show, coming to you almost live from almost downtown Dallas in the powerful CHUMP studio.
Yep. See you.
Ready to go?
I'm ready.
Say bye, Joe.
Bye, Joe.
Love you, Alice.
Perfect, and they ain't trying. Rick's telling stories. Joe swears he ain't lying. Motorcycles, mischief, and a little bad luck. Yeah, that's how you join the Dumbass Club. Rick and Joe T.